Alright guys, sorry about that. I'm pretty sure it's working now. Yeah, so like I was saying, for those who don't know me, my name's GoldCoasting, and for those who do, which is I'm assuming all of you, I'm back. So, can you guys hear me? Or because I see the levels moving. Alright, great, awesome. Alright, so I finally figured it out. Like I was saying, I was trying to stream yesterday, but I could not figure out the audio, right? And obviously, as I started today, I thought I figured it out, but apparently I didn't. But now it's figured out. So, yo, it's good to see you guys. I'm back. Um, I was like, it wasn't anything serious I was going through. I was just really busy at work, caught up with work. I have to pay the bills and everything. So it's hard working and streaming at the same time. I'm sure you can attest to, like for example, I'm subbed to a lot of other streamers, and I noticed that they haven't been streaming a lot either. And like, I just want to let you guys know that it's hard being a streamer and having a full-time job. Like, it's really difficult. So, it's not that I never wanted to stop streaming. It's just that it's not easy. It takes a lot of energy and effort. But with that being said, it's good to be back. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you guys are here. If you weren't on my streams, my most recent streams back in September, I mentioned that I got a whole new computer setup. Well, I pretty much upgraded my computer, so now, like, there won't be things such as, voice lag, and, like, I'm pretty much upgraded to, like, modern times now, so I guess I'm good. But it's good to see you guys. Let's give out some shout outs. What's up to Sev, to AD, Cosmo Boy, Swordmaster, Infinity Labs, Adam, moderator Adam is back, CJ, Swag Ronnie, and I think that's everybody. And Ramen Animations, what's up everybody? And Venture Bro, what's up Venture Bro? It's good to see you guys. Trust me guys, I remember most of you, unless you changed your name. Like, if you changed your name, please let me know what your old name was, and I think there's like a 95% chance I remember who you are. But I did buy this game when it came out. When Splatoon came out back in September, I bought it and I said I was gonna stream it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen until today. But I was playing it not too much, but every now and then, whenever I guess I had time to play it. But it's good to be here. It's good to be back. So if anybody wants to, and Austin, what's up, AC380? I didn't shout you out as well. What's up? How you been, guys? Like, I hope all of you have been well. I hope all of you have been safe. As I don't know if you saw my most recent video, but I reviewed this controller, the Nixie Wizard. It's based on the GameCube controller. Like, I was not sponsored or anything. I just was so curious about GameCube Joy-Cons, and the opportunity presented itself, so I decided to buy it. So that's what I'll be using as I play Splatoon 3 today. So, if you have any questions about the Nixie Wizard, just let me know. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, almost 3 weeks. It's a really cool controller so far. I know some people are very nitpicky about controllers. It's not a perfect controller, but in my opinion, it's a good controller. And it's definitely worth the $70 in my opinion. So, and it's GameCube Joy-Cons, like we've wanted GameCube Joy-Cons for years, and it's finally a reality. So I'm glad to be one of the first owners of it. If you want to buy, or you'll have to pre-order because they're sold out now. If you want to pre-order, just check out that video that I made 2 weeks ago about it. And does anybody want to play Splatoon 3 right now? Let's see. This is the first time I'm streaming this game. I mean, I did stream that little demo that they had before the game officially came out. But let's play with friends. Like, I'll create a room, no password. Just if you need my friend request, let's see if I remember this, because it's been a while. Let's see, Nightbot. What was the friend command? Is it exclamation point gold? I don't think so. No. It's exclamation point FC. See, I don't remember my friend codes, right? That's not even that either. Let me see. Hold on, guys. I'll have to like go through Nightbot real quick. I'll let you know what my friend code is. Oh yeah, I remember now. It's Gold FC. Gold. Alright, and moderator Adam, I got you. Okay, so yeah, let me post. Okay, so guys, that's my friend code. Let's play some friend battles, and you know, I guess if not enough people come, then we could just play against everybody else. I'll post the link. The link is. Can I post links? I know this is my channel, but will Nightbot ban me for posting a link? Well, let's find out. Okay, that's the link. Alright, so I'm glad the stream is, you know, going well. Like I said, I was supposed to stream yesterday. I just couldn't figure out some of the technical technical difficulties with the audio, and I couldn't figure it out. As you can see in the beginning of the stream, I still didn't figure it out, but I'm glad I figured it out now. But I'm so glad that you guys are back. I'm so glad that I'm back. I apologize for like being MIA. You know, I know like when it comes to keeping in touch, I'm not the best guy, unfortunately. But the fact that most of you guys have stayed sub, that means a lot to me. So I guess I'll have to remake the room because I got kicked or something. So let me try again. But I hope all of you have been doing well. I know some of you guys have been watching me for years now. It's kind of hard to believe that I'm saying that. But, oh nice, I got a friend request. Okay. I have to accept it quick. I know Splatoon likes to, like, kick people if they spend too much time. Alright. Do you hear an echo with the game audio? I think you do. Yeah, you guys probably do. Like, let me know if you hear an echo with the game audio. Like, it's been a while since I did this, and you know, I used to mention that, you know, I used to stream on Mac, and I don't stream on Mac anymore. I stream on Windows now, so that's why there's been some technical difficulties. Alright, thank you, Swag Bronny. I added you. Let me create this room again. Alright, create a room. Remember, no password. Okay, so, like I said, thank you all for stopping by. I know the stream was unannounced. I'm trying my best to stream more. I'm trying my best to get back to what I used to be. You know, I don't want to make any promises, but I'm going to try harder than I did last year, because last year was kind of pathetic as far as the amount of times I streamed. I think I've only streamed 4 times in the entire year, and I'm very disappointed with myself about that. You know, I haven't really been a consistent streamer since 2020, so yeah, that I definitely want to change that, you know. But you know, it feels great. It feels great to be here. It feels good to see you guys. You guys are so loyal, and you know, I'm very grateful that I have you guys, you know, on my channel. So we just need one more person, you know. I mean, we could at least do 2v2 for now, you know. Like, does anybody want to join? Just one person, and then we could do 2v2 battles. Also, you should change the date in the title. Oh yeah, you're right. Oh man, I still got 2022 here. Thank you, Venture Bro. I mean, speaking of 2023 though, like, it's time's flying. I can't believe it's already February. We're already like 1 month in. Nice. All right, I'm gonna ready up. But yo, how have you been, Venture Bro? It's good to see all you guys here. I don't know if you guys have been talking amongst yourselves, when I wasn't around, but trust me, guys. If it wasn't for work, I would definitely be streaming a lot more. Like, I can promise you that. Also, Gold. This puts us all on a team against another team of 4 online. Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's honestly, that's what I wanted. All right, great. Venture Bro says, I've been a bit in the rough lately since I lost my old Discord account. Oh man, like, yeah, I know it's hard. Like, I think Discord needs to implement a system that, because you can, like, let's say you put 2-step verification and you lose your phone or something. You can't get your account back. Like, I think Discord needs more ways to recover your account. Private battles is the one where you pick who plays who just for you to know. Oh, I see. Okay. Alright, you know what? This is what I wanted, so I'm glad I picked it. I didn't know this was it, because I know in Splatoon 2, you couldn't really do it like this. Alright, I'm ready, guys. Oh, man. Yo, it's good to see all you guys here, like, like, just let me know what's going on with you guys, like, how's life been treating you guys? Oh man, I got bow and arrow. Yo, these guys are pretty good. Oh man. Well, I finally got my first splat of the day. There's a bunch of games I wanted to stream, but they're like, single player games that you'll just have to watch me play, and I don't know if you guys want to do that. Like, I've been wanting to play Earthbound, I've been wanting to play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yo, I wanted to play GoldenEye. You guys know that GoldenEye just came out. Well, I mean, it's an old game, but it was just released on the Switch, like, last week. I actually have been playing it, offline, but I've been wanting to play it online, so have any of you been playing GoldenEye lately? Like, I had to, like, fix the controls because they were, like, for lack of a better word, they were, like, primitive because the N64 only had one analog stick, right? So, like, I kind of had to, like, go online and find a workaround, and fortunately there was a workaround. So, like, it feels better now. Hey, what's up, Claire? Welcome to the stream. I missed all of you. I missed you, too. I missed all of you guys. Oh, man, I had somebody right in front of me. Venture Bro says, I don't mind watching you play single-player games. Nice. I definitely... you know, want to play single player games, but I probably will play GoldenEye first because it's a newer game, and you know we could all just like play. But yeah, you know you would have to have the Nintendo 64 expansion pack, and I just recently got it. I've only had it for like a few months. All right, I think I'm gonna change my gear. Well, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna keep going. So hey, we got the W. That's all that matters. Good game, guys. We got the win. The other team was pretty good, but you know I'm glad we were better. But yeah, I missed all of you guys. I'm glad I'm back. I hope that this can be a permanent thing. Like, you know, I see other streamers that stream a lot, and you know, I know because like sometimes you think the grass is greener, but I know streaming a lot, and like having streaming being your main occupation, you know, unless you're a really big streamer, it's probably very difficult. So, you know, it's just, you know, when you're an adult, you gotta find ways to pay the bills and stuff. But hey, what's up, Blue Hedgehog Man? Welcome to the stream. It's good seeing you. Thank you for commenting on my video that I made about the Nixie Wizard controller. I'm actually using that controller right now, and so far I feel right at home. It feels totally comfortable. Like, honestly, like I'm spoiled by the GameCube controller. Like, although I didn't have a GameCube growing up, I've been using the GameCube controller since like basically the Wii days, when I was playing Super Smash Brothers Melee on the Wii, that, you know, is backward compatible with the GameCube. So the GameCube controller is definitely my controller of choice. And it's funny because I needed new Joy-Cons, right? But I ended up, you know, I ended up getting this controller. I was thinking about getting a Pro controller too, but I'm glad I went with this controller, because that way I can kill two birds with one stone. Wow, how's this guy like? This team is elusive. I can't like. Oh. Alright, oh man, you got some Attack on Titan spoilers. I know that's an anime that, I know it's been around for a while, and I remember when it first came out and everybody was talking about it. I never got into it, you know. I mean, I don't want to say I never got into it. I never watched it, so I never really gave it a chance. But you know what anime I have watched? Chainsaw Man. I saw the whole first season of Chainsaw Man, guys. And I'm not somebody who watches anime too much, but Chainsaw Man is a really good anime. Yes, got him. Yeah, like, guys, if you haven't watched Chainsaw Man, you gotta watch it. Like, you know, it's so good. It's unfair, you know. Oh man. Alright, so I kind of was not looking at the chat too much. Let's see what you guys wrote. Blue Hedgehog Man says, I haven't bought those GameCube shaped Joy-Cons and I don't plan on buying them anytime soon, but if I see them online, I'll buy them eventually. Yeah, hopefully they'll make enough, you know. I ended up buying 2 more. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those, so stay tuned, I guess. But yeah. If Nintendo made a modern controller with the GameCube controls ergonomics, then oh my god, that'd be amazing. Yeah, that's all they have to do. I feel like Nintendo gets in their own way, you know. Like, they don't have to get in their own way. They can, you know, I know you can't please everybody, but I think there's things Nintendo can do that will be for the betterment of themselves. But, you know, Nintendo's been around for a long time, and, you know, I guess in their minds, they don't need their fans telling them how to run their company, so, you know. And Seth says, I'm gonna wait until ALTS 4P3. I don't know what that is. What is that? And yes, I actually noticed that you got a PS5 because, you know, I have a PS4 here on my friend list. So I noticed the PS5, you know, logo next to your name, or the PS5 icon next to your name, and I was like, wow, Seth has a PS5. You know, I was debating whether I should get a PS5. It's just right now, honestly, like, if I bought a PS5 right now, I don't think I would be playing it too much. That's the main reason why I haven't bought it. As you can see, you know, I barely stream nowadays. So, would a PS5 make me stream more? It could, but I'm not too sure. You know, and this is coming from someone who's had every PlayStation. So, like, I've had every PlayStation, so, like, getting a PS5 is definitely going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen, like, right now. If they make a PS5 Slim, then I'll get that. But who knows when that's going to come out, you know? And ALTS 4P3 is Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 3. Hold up, they're only on Season 4 of Attack on Titan? Like, isn't Attack on Titan like a 10-year-old show already? Double kill. And you beat Spider-Man 2018 in like 2 weeks. Nice. You know, I did end up buying the PS5 for my nephew. And he, you know, he's been playing it a lot as well. And hey, what's up, SJ Brown? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? You know, I figured if I was gonna come back streaming, then this was the most obvious game to go to. Because I know a lot of you guys still play Splatoon. So the 4th season of Attack on Titan is the most recent season. Well, I could have sworn it's because, like, I remember when Attack on Titan came out, but like I said, I've never watched it, so I could have sworn, you know, it's been out since at least 2013, right? Am I wrong about that? Let's check it out. Yeah, it came out in 2013. Well, I guess they spread it out and everything. Blue Hedgehog Man says, Gold, I had no idea about this, but did you know that Inuyasha had a sequel? Wow, and you're taking it back to, like, high school days. I remember that was a big anime when I was, like, in high school. But no, I didn't. You know, I didn't watch it, but I remember it being very popular. There's only 139 manga chapters, and the anime has adapted up to, I think, 131. Wow, so it's only a difference of 8. Alright, at least we're finding games pretty quick. Then again, the show is adapting the comics, so it probably has to take breaks so that it doesn't lose the source material. Yeah, that's true. I know everybody says, the whole meme and anime is that the manga is better. But yeah, for it to be true to the manga, they'll have to pace themselves. Alright, first flat. Refocus. But that's one thing I want to do is get back into anime full time. Like, I would say when I was like in middle school, elementary and middle school, I was definitely an anime watcher. But ever since I got into high school, I was not really watching anime that much, and until this day. Oh man. Yeah, that's what it did from 2013 or 14 to 2017 because it adapted so fast. It took a 4-year break. Yeah, I remember it was so popular when it came out. Like everybody was talking about it, and I definitely felt like I was missing out, and I probably still am missing out. It's one of those shows that I'll just have to binge watch. Oh man. Hey, what's up, moderator Sean? Welcome back to the stream. I'm here, bro. I'm fine. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm actually streaming. It's been 5 months, and before that, it was like another 8 months. So it's not a single filler episode. Great, yeah. That's from a high quality anime like Attack on Titan. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less. Yo, there's gonna be a Splatfest this weekend. I guess I'll stream, this weekend as well. I mean, the fact that I'm streaming on Tuesday night, I hope that means that, I can get this going again, Blue Hedgehog Man says, sadly, I've never had the opportunity to watch Sailor Moon Crystal. All I know is that these actors reprise their roles from the 92 to 95 series. Wow, Sailor Moon, that's something I haven't heard of in a long time. I remember when I was a kid, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, I mean, those were the animes that people really talked about, back then. Hold on, I just got a friend request. Let me accept whoever sent me the friend request. Alright, thank you, M&M. We are officially friends. The only filler episodes are a couple of OVAs, but they're entertaining in their own right. They also gave Levi his semi-backstory in them. See, oh man, I got booted. I guess I was in the I was in the menu too long. Alright, you know what? Let's make a new room. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, I never watched a single Sailor Moon episode, but I remember the intro though. That intro was pretty cool. I mean, Dragon Ball, I watched a decent amount of Dragon Ball episodes, but I was never a Dragon Ball fanatic. How a lot of people are Dragon Ball fanatics, I wouldn't go that far. But I did play the games, obviously, back in the day, there was Dragon Ball Final Bout for the PlayStation. You know, the Japanese version. I played that. Obviously, Dragon Ball Z Budokai. You know, the Budokai ones for the PSP. I forgot what they were called. It started with the T. But yeah, like, you know, I mean, I watched a few episodes of Dragon Ball Super as well. You know, I saw the movies, the two movies, you know, Resurrection F and the other movie as well. Venture Bro says, also, I know it's a couple months old. I'm still skeptical about buying Splatoon 3. Yeah, from my experience, I played a decent amount of Splatoon 2, right? And to me, this game feels like Splatoon 2.5. It doesn't feel like a whole new game, you know? But I will say they did fix a lot of the things that Splatoon 2 was lacking in this game. But to me, it feels like an upgraded Splatoon 2 with different levels and more features. Does anybody else have that feeling, or do you think that this feels like a whole new game in itself? And yeah, like the single player, I didn't play it too long, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to like get into that. Splatoon 3 is a weird game. Man. On one hand, I played 100 hours in 2 weeks. On the other hand, after the first month, I haven't touched the game. Yeah, like I think it's because it just reminds me of Splatoon 2 too much. Maybe they thought that Splatoon 2 was so successful that they were like, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think that was their mentality when they made this game. They didn't want to mess around too much with this game because it was a good formula in itself. But Splatoon 2 was not perfect by any means. There were definitely things that could have been improved on, and I think they were improved on in this game. So this game is like how Modern Warfare 3 was at launch, the same as Modern Warfare 2. I don't know, like I think Modern Warfare 2 was better than Modern Warfare 3. One of my favorite games of all time is the first Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4. I played a lot of Modern Warfare 3, right? But I was never impressed with the game, you know? I thought Modern Warfare 3 could have been so much better, and yet here I was playing the game all the time. You know, back like 10 years ago in 2013. I mean, speaking of Modern Warfare 2, did anybody get the new version of the Modern Warfare 2 that just recently came out a few months ago? Because I have the first Modern Warfare, you know, the one that came out 3 years ago, and that game's a great game. I wonder how part 2 is. Oh man, I wasted my special. Yeah, I agree with you, Gold. I was a mega Splatoon 3 defender at launch, but I played Splatoon 2 the entire month of July and half of August, no problem. No burnout, despite school somehow. Yeah, like, I don't know, I felt like this game, they didn't make it different enough. Like, if you're good at Splatoon 2, you're pretty much good at this game too, you know? Venture Bro says, I feel like Modern Warfare 3 was held back by franchise fatigue. Call of Duty did release yearly, and after Black Ops 1, people did start getting bored. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Call of Duty is a game that you can't buy it every year. You have to buy it like every 2 years, or... Yeah, every 2 years sounds fair. Because if you buy that game every year, you're gonna be disappointed. Like, Call of Duty is basically the Madden of shooters. Like, I don't play Madden. I haven't played Madden in like a long time, like I would say 15 years or something. But everybody knows that Madden makes the same game every year, and you know people are just disgusted by it. That they're paying their hard-earned money for a roster update, and in many ways Call of Duty is like that. Modern Warfare 2 is incredible. I love it. Thanks, Sean. Like, I from what I've seen, that game looks like the real deal, And Modern Warfare 1 was the real deal as well, When I played it on the PS4, it was a very engaging game, Warzone in itself, that's what Call of Duty needed, So I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying Modern Warfare 2. Activision says there's not going to be a Call of Duty this year. That's probably a good thing. Because, they're probably just going to, like, put, DLC in Modern Warfare 2 and, I guess, give that game updates in its own right. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm glad to be using this. I mean, I'm glad to be having a controller. Like, another reason why I wasn't really streaming that much is because I didn't really have a dependable controller. Dependable Switch controller, I should say. And now that I have one, I definitely feel motivated to play more. Oh no. I ran right into that one. Yes, Bus Blogger, it is me. Your eyes are not deceiving you. I'm here. Thank you for staying subbed. I gotta thank all of you for staying subbed. I know, yes. I remember I was looking at some of my streams recently, my older streams, and I had like 656 subs. But that was like back in 2020. So like in 3 years to only lose like 30-something subs, I feel very blessed that most of you guys stuck around, and I promise to do better by you guys. Like I promise to be more consistent. But how's it going, Bus Blogger? It's good to see you, man. Like, all I can tell you is that it's work. It's just like having a job, having a full-time job where I'm commuting pretty far. My commute is far, and then I have to go to work, and then I have to commute home, and that's a far commute as well. Like that, at the end of the day, like that adds up. That's been oh man, that's been taking a toll on me, unfortunately. So. If I would definitely like, to stream more often. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna read the comments once this battle's over. I don't really feel like I've played that well. So yeah, that wasn't my best match, but let's see. Okay, so Venture Bro says, even so, I did enjoy 3 for the campaign. A nice epilogue to the trilogy, and the multiplayer did fix some of Modern Warfare 2's perks, like the Last Stand. Yeah, like for me, I played the campaign for Modern Warfare 3. I played that game to death. Like, I'm just gonna admit it. Like, I played that game to death. But I was not impressed by it. Like, the single player was okay. But it wasn't on Modern Warfare 1's or Modern Warfare 2 single player level. Let me change my gear. Or my weapons, I should say. Yeah, as you can see, I don't really have that many weapons. I mean, I think the new way of buying weapons, they switched it up, so, you know, they had to do something different, you know? But yeah, like I was saying, Modern Warfare 3, like, as much as I played that game, I just played that game because it was the latest Call of Duty at the time, you know? And I was playing it a lot because I love Call of Duty. You know what Call of Duty I love that nobody, like, a lot of people didn't end up liking? Was Call of Duty Ghosts. Like, I thought that game was very good. Also, Black Ops 3. I played Black Ops 3 a lot. On the PS4. But, yeah, the Last Stand. I never really used the Last Stand perk. My preferred perk was Martyrdom. Alright, like this was my loadout, right? I would have either the P90 or the MP5. I would have, what's the perk with extra ammo? I guess Bandolier. Oh man, what happens? Well, okay, so my perks were Bandolier. What's it, Stopping Power? Stopping Power and Martyrdom. I think those were my perks. But, you know, this was a while ago. You know, I haven't played that game in a long time. Players waiting to join. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I don't know what happened there, but if anybody wants to join, feel free. Sev says, I've only touched with the Switch only for Mario Kart 8 and Smash with Friends. Yeah, you know, I think that's Nintendo's fallback, and it's always been their fallback, is local multiplayer. You know, local multiplayer is not really a thing with the PlayStation and the Xbox, but that's always been Nintendo's strong suit, so, you know, I'm kind of glad that even though, like, a lot of time has passed, they have held on to the aspect of local multiplayer. I mean, the Switch is about to be 6 years old, you know, and, like, 6 years of the Nintendo Switch, it's hard to believe. You know, I got my Switch maybe a year after it came out. I don't know how much longer the Switch is going to be out before, you know, the next Nintendo console is out. But the Switch has been Nintendo's most successful console as sales-wise. Oh, man. Like, sales-wise, it just passed the Wii. But you know what I want to see? I want to see Super Mario Odyssey 2. In my opinion, Super Mario Odyssey is the best Mario game. Like, out of all the Mario games. That's, like, my opinion, of course. And that game definitely deserves a sequel. Like, that was the first game I had for my Switch. You know, I bought it before I actually started streaming. Metro says, yeah, Ghost wasn't the best, but it felt like a weird version of Black Ops 2. Yeah, I think that's why I liked it. But then again, I didn't play Black Ops 2. The only Black Ops I played was 3. And I liked Black Ops 3. it passed the Wii last year? Wow. And it passed the PS4? That's a big deal. I mean, I played the Wii a lot, you know, since I have one, and I still have one, but I think I played the Switch more. But I wish, like, in my opinion, the Wii has a lot more features than the Switch does. Actually, that's not an opinion, that's a fact. Like, you know, you could watch Netflix on the Wii, but you can't even watch Netflix on the Switch. I mean, the Wii had the news channel, the Wii had the weather app, the Wii had, we had a lot of things. You know, Virtual Console. How could I forget about Virtual Console? You know, I know what Nintendo's doing now with the Nintendo 64 and the Super Nintendo, but it's not Virtual Console. Like, Virtual Console, in my opinion, is, you know, better. We need another Star Fox game that isn't a remake of the N64 game and not Star Fox Zero. Yeah, I know Star Fox definitely. I think a lot of Nintendo franchises need the love that they deserve. You know, and don't get it. Star Fox is one of them. I think F-Zero is one of them. Earthbound is one of them. Can you name any others? I know I'm forgetting some others. And hey, what's up, Uzneki? I definitely remember you. I remember you from my recent stream. I know it wasn't recent, but back in like August and September, I definitely remember you. So welcome back to the stream. And Black Ops 3 was really good for the zombies, in my opinion. The multiplayer felt like a cheap rip-off of Halo with broken specialist moves. Yeah, you know what? I think that's why I like Black Ops 3, because it reminded me of Halo. And everybody knows Halo is like, you know, the OG first-person shooter that, you know, really modernized first-person shooters. Oh man, not again. What's going on? This is frustrating. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious when a game is trying to be like Halo, but Halo is like the gold standard. At least the Halo made by Bungie, you know. Splatoon 3, for me, has significantly worse connection compared to Splatoon 2. I guess I'm starting to realize that because, yeah, I wasn't getting disconnected this often. You would think that Nintendo would have fixed their netcode by now, but they're never going to do that at this point. It's too late in the Switch's life cycle for them to care. Yo, what's up, Beans? Yo, it's been a while, man. Yes, I know it's all my fault, but it's good to see you, bro. How you doing? To put 3 above Black Ops 1 and 2 is hard for me, but both of those games are found in the 2010 generation, before the devs become lazy. Yeah, unfortunately that's what happens with success, you know, like, a lot of successful games, they end up, like, you know, they end up sitting back, you know, because they know that people are going to buy regardless. when they're on the new servers they made back in 2021. Yeah, well, new doesn't always mean better. You know, it's funny, although I bought this game like maybe 2 days after it came out, but I haven't really played it that much, you know? I saw him too, man. I was trying to sneak up on him. Yeah, these guys are pretty good. I'm gonna have to switch my weapon, like this isn't cutting it. Or the special isn't cutting it, I should say. The weapon's fine. Adventure Bro says, after hearing your thoughts, I don't know if I want Splatoon 3 anymore. Oh yes, we still won. Nice. The freaking Wii U has better Wi-Fi connection than Switch. I'm not kidding. I only got this connected very rarely. Yeah, like, you know, I think the Wii U, obviously, it flopped as sales-wise, but as a console itself, it was a great console. Like I never had a Wii U, but I always admired the virtual console of the Wii U. Like, you know, it had so many generations of games. You know, like, I think the Wii U had a lot of great games that ended up on the Switch, you know, and it's too bad. Like, I was hurt when I found out they were not making Wii U's anymore, but the Wii U walked so the Switch could run. Unfortunately, Switch is, that's not the case for the online. But yeah, like, I know Nintendo is not known for online. Like, when I think of gaming online, I think of Microsoft. I think of Xbox. Like, they've had it down pat from the start, you know. And I understand Nintendo, this is not Nintendo's niche, but still, like, you know, in 2022, 2023, this is no excuse, you know. They should definitely get their act together. If the next Nintendo console doesn't have good Wi-Fi, it's dead in the water. Yeah, like, there's no excuse for not having good Wi-Fi, you know. This is a generation where, you know, Wi-Fi is everywhere. Wi-Fi isn't new like it was back in, like, 2006. Like, Wi-Fi is, like, it's an integral part of our society now, you know. So there's no reason why Nintendo, you know, can't get their act together. Oh man, I forgot to change my gun. Somebody. The Wii U had good games, just a lame console that was a poor excuse to give up support on the Wii, an already good console for generations onwards. Yeah, you know, you know what I think? I think Nintendo messed up by calling the Wii U the Wii U. They should have named it something else. Like, naming the Wii U the Wii U, you're just piggybacking off of the Wii success, you know, and a lot of people, you know, confused it for like a add-on instead of the actual whole new console. Because I had a Nintendo Wii and it was great, it was amazing, I enjoyed it, I played it a lot, you know, and I didn't have a Wii U, but I would have liked to have one. With how much consoles have relied on Wi-Fi in the past couple of years, especially since COVID, Nintendo needs to have a solid infrastructure, a solid Wi-Fi infrastructure next generation. Yeah, I agree. You know, and this shouldn't be too hard for them. You know, Nintendo's had Wi-Fi since like the DS, right? So Wi-Fi is nothing new to them. But you know, whatever they had on the DS and the Wii, they just need to do that. You know. It's evident by the amount of ports they added on the Switch that was with the Wii U. Yeah, like Mario Kart 8 is the first one that comes to mind. And obviously the most successful one. I know there were a lot of ports. Breath of the Wild wasn't really a port, but it came out at the same time. It was like the Switch version and the Wii version came out at the same time. They've been doing that for a while. I remember Zelda Twilight Princess came out on the GameCube and the Wii. Yeah, I definitely got Switch this time. Alright, so Venture Bro says, imagine if the Wii didn't exist. I think the Wii would have lived longer. Yeah, like the Wii was a great console. The only downside you could say about it is that it was graphically underpowered, even when it came out. You know, like, remember, the PS3 and the 360, like, you know, those graphics were a huge jump over the PS2 and the Xbox. Whereas the GameCube and the Wii, the graphics were pretty similar. You know, it wasn't really a noticeable jump. So, I think that's why they had to upgrade the Wii, because it was just way too behind graphically. Yeah, like Seth says, I don't know, having a 480p games in 2014 would have made the Wii really dead. Yeah, you know, the Wii's downfall was its graphics. I mean, I don't want to call it a downfall, but they sacrificed graphics for gameplay. And in 2006, that was probably the right idea, but later on, you know, it wasn't gonna, like, you know, like, it wasn't gonna, like, that's not gonna fly, you know, later on, you know? All right. As much as I love the Wii, the PS3 and the Xbox 360 did more love after 2009. Yeah, that was really the turning point, I think, for the PS3 especially. Because before 2009, the PS3 was really struggling. Like, believe it or not, there was once upon a time where the Xbox was like, you know, Microsoft was ahead in the console race with the Xbox 360. Seth says, I can only imagine that the Nintendo having the power of the PS5, the Wi-Fi and the infrastructure of the Xbox, and amazing Nintendo exclusives. You know, it's possible. Nintendo are the ones that's stopping themselves from doing that. They can definitely do those things. And it's a shame because, you know, I know exclusives, like, it's hard to say. I don't want to say who has the best exclusives, but I think we can all agree that Nintendo has unique exclusives and Sony has unique exclusives. Microsoft, that's where Microsoft falls in the exclusives department. But yeah, like, Nintendo would be unstoppable if they had, you know, Xbox infrastructure. I mean, I think Nintendo already has good exclusives. Ventricle. Let's just be happy that Nintendo did not go out of business. Yeah, that is true because it did happen to Sega, and when I was a kid, I loved Sega. I was crushed when they went out of business. But you know, if it happened to Sega, it could happen to anybody. Oh man. Alright, so let's see. Sadly, over the years, Sony has let a lot of their great exclusives. Sony has let go a lot of their great exclusives too early. Yeah, I agree. I remember in the PS1 days, Sony had it all. Like, Sony had Crash and Spyro. They had two mascots, and you know, for them to give away both Crash and Spyro, yeah, it didn't really hurt them, but I think having two mascots was like just as good, or if not better. I can only imagine what would it be if they would have still held on to Crash and Spyro. You know, I was very upset when both of those guys went to multi-platform, and then yeah, they ended up getting Ratchet and Clank and Kratos and some other exclusives, but I don't know. It's just Sony. Like, when I think of mascots, I don't really think of Sony. You know. Nintendo has the most replayable exclusives. Like, I'm not dying to replay other exclusives like Spider-Man or Uncharted. Still amazing games, by the way. Yeah, I agree. You know, I've played both of those franchises and they are amazing. But you know, after I beat Uncharted 3, that game was amazing. But I didn't want to play it again for some reason. You know, and Spider-Man, I didn't beat Spider-Man, but I got pretty far in it. You know, that's that's basically Grand Theft Auto, you know, as Spider-Man, you know, like Insomniac did a wonderful job. But you know, I don't know, like, I feel like replay value isn't the same what it used to be for Sony games. I think in the PS1 and the PS2 days, the replay value of games were a lot greater than like modern games now. Infinity Lab says anything is possible. What I want, Ray, is a PS1 and a stack of games I'm used to. Yeah, I agree. You know, I think the PS1, not just the games, but the vibe. I remember how the vibe was with the PlayStation 1. It's hard to explain, but if you were around during that time, you would understand what I was talking about. Like, I think the PlayStation had an amazing vibe that is just not there anymore, you know? Seth says, but with games like Galaxy 2, Mario Kart, Super Mario Bros. 1 to 3, and Super Mario World, essentially all of the 3D Mario games. Yeah, you know, like, you never have to worry about Mario games. Nintendo always brings it when it comes to Mario. Like, they always bring it. Like, they don't play around with Mario, and I'm glad they don't. And that's why I think Odyssey is the best Mario game. They had a third mascot with Parappa. Yeah, you're right. You know, Parappa the Rapper was huge back in, like, the late 90s. You know, I think they waited too long to make a sequel. Like, there was a sequel, but it didn't come out until, like, 2002. And I think that really hurt Parappa's momentum. But, yeah, even back in the late 90s, Parappa was a mascot, too. And Parappa the Rapper was huge, believe it or not. So for Sony to let go of all three is extremely disappointing, you know. Like, the PlayStation was an amazing console, you know. Speaking of mascots, does PlayStation even have one? Like, one defining mascot? I mean, I don't think so. Like, they have Kratos, but Kratos isn't for everybody, you know? I can't think of a PlayStation mascot that, like, you know, is family friendly. Yeah, I'm trying to play and read the chat at the same time. You know, it's a lot harder than it looks. Probably why I'm not really playing too great. All right. Okay, let's see. The PS1 boot up was like walking into a church that didn't exist. Yeah, that boot up is legendary, and you know, I definitely am taken back to childhood whenever I hear that. You know. Yo, what's up, Sparty Cat? It's been a long time. You know, yes, I know it's my fault for not streaming, but it's good to see you, bro. How's everything going? Vetch Bro says, I love the Miles Morales game. It was great, but it felt like more like an expansion than anything else. Yeah, that game, I was watching it online, and yeah, it did look like an expansion, like, you know, and unfortunately they were charging full price for that, so, oh man, I should have changed gear. Is it too late? Yeah, I think so. Alright, that's okay. Don't forget Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, Ratchet and Clank. But you see, like, as popular as Ratchet and Clank are, and Jak and Daxter as well, I just feel like, I don't know, I felt like Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon were more like, how should I say this? I think they were more accessible. You know, like, they were more recognizable. Like if you saw a float, like, let's say the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, right? And you know how they have Sonic and Mario, and, like, if you saw Spyro and Crash, like, a lot of kids would know who they are. I'm not saying kids don't know Ratchet and Clank and Jak and Daxter, but I just feel like Crash and Spyro were perfect mascots for PlayStation, and I really wish they would have held on to those guys. And Sly Cooper. Yeah, you know, I remember Sly Cooper from the PS2 days. But, yeah, I, like, you know, that's not really a game I played, you know, at all, actually. So I can't really speak on that. Seth says, I don't think it's necessary to have gaming mascots nowadays, but having one undoubtedly unifies their fan base. Yeah, that's true. You know, gaming is so huge nowadays that, you know, mascots aren't really necessary. You know, like, think about it. Fortnite doesn't have a mascot, and look how big Fortnite is. You know, if anything, Fortnite gets people to, represent them, like, gets characters to represent them. And yeah, I'm doing good, Sparty Cat. You know, I was just telling the chat how busy I was at work and stuff, which is why I haven't been streaming. But I'm planning to change all that, you know. Seth says, I think that's a result of PlayStation marketing their consoles to older and older people as the generations went on. Yeah, that's true, but even, like, the PS1 came out when I was a child, right? And even back then, they were, like, pushing the older, they were targeting the older generation. I remember the PS1 had more M-rated games than I've ever seen at that time, you know? Games like Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Tenchu. You know, there was a lot of mature games for the PlayStation, and yet there was also a lot of games for kids for the PlayStation. So I think the PS1 had a great balance, and the PS2 as well. Both of those consoles had a great balance between kids games and adult games. Whereas now it feels like the PS5 is only really targeting, like, teenagers and adults, you know. They're not really targeting children. Tomb Raider was big for her. Yeah, you're right. Infinity Labs. Lara Croft. I remember, like, she was a big deal back in the day. Yeah, like, I had Tomb Raider Chronicles for the PlayStation around the time when the Tomb Raider movie came out in the theater, the first Tomb Raider movie. And I remember because of that movie, I wanted to get that game. And that was a pretty good game. Well, Crash and Spyro were more like PlayStation's godfathers, while Sly Cooper, Jak and Daxter, and Ratchet and Clank are like the big three of Sony. Wait, so like, see, like, even though you brought up Sly Cooper, like, I haven't heard of him in years. Like, so they still make Sly Cooper games? Microsoft had Master Chief. Hard to compete with that. I don't even like Halo, but visually it had an awesome look to it. Yeah, you know, Master Chief is just like he's just like his aesthetic is cool, you know. So even like Master Chief is built like an action figure, you know, and kids like action figures. So even though that's a mature character, he still kind of relates to kids because he looks so cool. Tried playing Halo 1 and I stopped after a bit. Need to get back into it. Yeah, it's a great game, you know. I know it's an older game. I played it back in the day when the Xbox was out. You know, it was great. I wish I would have played Halo 2, but I didn't have Xbox Live back then. Not until the Xbox 360 and Halo 3. Oh, looks like I gotta create the room again. Alright, so let's do this. Alright, so apologies for that. I don't know what happened, but I'm making the room again. But thank you, AD, for showing up. I appreciate it. You know, I had fun catching up with you. Hope to see you on the next one, and I promise it won't be another 5 months from now. Have a good night, man. Okay, so let's see. The PS5, in my opinion, is alright. Yeah, you know, I don't have a problem with it. I just feel like I'm just not ready to have a PS5 right now. You know, I think I need to let time pass before I decide to get it. And also, thank you, Austin, for playing as well. I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around. It was fun. I had a lot of fun, you know. And, you know, take care. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. The DualSense is the best controller I've ever used. Yeah, I've heard a lot of wonderful things about the DualSense. I feel like I know a lot of people love the PlayStation, the first 3 DualShocks. I like the DualShock as well. I liked it a lot, actually. But I felt like it wasn't as comfortable as it could have been. So when the DualShock 4 came out, I feel like that's when Sony finally made a comfortable that's like really comfortable. A controller that's really comfortable. And with the DualSense, yeah, I think they only improved on that. But as far as controller goes, I like the Xbox 360 controller. I think that's a really comfortable controller. I like the GameCube controller, as I was saying earlier. I like the DualShock 4 is really good. There's another controller. The Xbox, I don't know if you've ever played the first Xbox. The controller S was a really good controller. That controller was comfortable as well. Alright, so sadly Jak and Daxter went silent. And the 4th game was Sly Cooper Soulmate. I don't think Sony will ever touch that series again. That's funny. Alright, and Swag Bronny, nice to see you too, man. I guess, wow, everybody left. So what am I going to do now? I guess I'll just chat with you guys. I don't really have a problem with that. So, yeah, you know, because I haven't heard about Sly Cooper since the PS2 days. I was like, they still make Sly Cooper games? I guess not. You know what game I wish Sony would bring back? SOCOM. That was a fun series. Back in the PS2, PSP era, I was really into the SOCOM games. I thought it was so cool how you could put a headset on and talk to the characters and they would do what you would say. For like the early or for the mid 2000s, that was like mind blowing. Oh wow, so yeah, they haven't made a Sly Cooper game since 2013. Yeah, I don't think they're ever going back to that. Alright, let's see. I think what held the PS5 back a bit was the fact that there was not that many games for launch. Yeah, I know it's generally like that for a lot of consoles. Even the Switch, from what I remember. The Switch only had like 2 launch games. But they did, you know, they made it work, you know. But I think the PS5 is, like, there's more PS5s in stock now. Like, I was going to some game stores not too long ago, and I saw PS5s in, like, every game store that I went to, so they're not really hard to find anymore. All the games announced in the trailers. Yes, cool gamer, welcome. Thank you for joining. You know, I guess we could play if you ready up. And, you know, we could just find some other people to play with. All the games announced in the trailers ended up coming out later. Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, they just want to make things right. Hopefully they don't wait too long and you know, mess up the momentum that the game had or was supposed to have. Oh, that's you. Nice. Alright, thank you, Sparty Cat. Thanks for letting me know. Speaking of Jak and Daxter, I just finished a 100% playthrough of Jak X Combat Racing not too long ago. Oh, nice, Blue Hedgehog Man. Let me see. Jak X Combat Racing. Let me check that out. Wow, this looks interesting. I've never heard of this, even though it's a PS2 game. Steph says, the games that I got that are exclusive to the PS5 are Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart and Returnal. Other games are cross-generation or remastered. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, Spider-Man 2018, Miles Morales, and Uncharted Legacy of Thieves. Yeah, I think unfortunately a lot of game companies have been comfortable with re-releasing games. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know, most people that have a PS5 had a PS4, so you know, there's really no need to re-release PS4 games on the PS5. And it doesn't help that the PS5 is backwards compatible. I mean, it's great that it's backwards compatible, but you know, most people bought a PS5 to play PS5 games. Zenki says, I really wish Infamous came back. The second Son game was a bit boring. Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about Infamous back in, like, what was it, 2009? That was when, that was the era of those Batman, Arkham Asylum games and stuff like that. Like, Sean says, I love Jak X Combat Racing. I was addicted. Wow, yo, I never heard of that game. And but I had, for the PSP, I had Daxter. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, Daxter. That was a pretty good game. I think at the time it came out, it was the best PSP game. The PS5 at the beginning felt like a PS4 Super Pro. Yeah, it pretty much was, you know. Like a PS4 that could play, that could do 8K, and you know, like honestly, the PS4 was a great console. But my regret is that I didn't play my PS4 enough as much as I should have. And I think I played it a lot, but the PS4 was the first console that I feel like I didn't max out its potential. Weird take, but they need to make a native Minecraft PS5 Xbox Series X port. Would love to have the game render 50 frames for no reason. Yeah, I've seen some amazing Minecraft renders on YouTube for, I guess, like, you know, the PC version. And, like, you know, seeing Minecraft in like 4K, you know, with the you know, rendered properly and everything, it's amazing. Like, you know, you would think, wow, that's Minecraft. Alright, finally upgraded, or leveled up. Yeah, let's stick with the dualies for now. Okay. Maybe it was too soon for a next-gen console. The PS4 and the Xbox One were doing fine. The newer ones, as Vegetable said, felt like the same as the last-gen consoles. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, as technology gets better and better, it's like, how are they going to top themselves, you know, compared to the previous generation? Like, for example, the PS2... the jump from PS2 to PS3 was obvious. You know, from the first Xbox to the Xbox 360, it was obvious. Nowadays, I don't think the jump between consoles are obvious anymore. And think about it, the PS4 and the Xbox Series, no, the Xbox One, they both came out in 2013, right? And the PS5 and the Xbox Series X came out in 2020. And yet, 7 years have gone by, and the difference isn't that noticeable, you know? So that says a lot. That says a lot with how far, you know, game consoles and game developers have come. Oh, Sean, you remember Daxter too? Yeah, Daxter was a great game. Make everything real. Yeah, that's gonna be the next wave. You know, I guess like you who remembers that PS9 commercial back in the day? You know, they need to do that. Like, remember when the PS2 came out and they made the PS9 commercial? We gotta be approaching a bottleneck with console gens. Like, how are games in 20 years gonna be developed timely? That's a good point, Zed. I'm feeling the same way. Like, you know, unless they make everything real, like Infinity Lab says. With the PS9, yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one who remembers that, because, you know, that really felt like the future. I don't know if that's how the real PS9 is gonna act or look, but that's probably the direction they need to go if they want to make it real, you know. But you know what I want to see? I want to see full backwards compatibility, you know, with the next PlayStation, with the PS6. Like, it should play even the discs, you know, like, it should play PS1 discs, PS2, PS3, because I still have some PS1 discs, I still have some PS2 discs. I don't know if I have any PS3 discs, because I gave my PS3 away, but, because let's be honest, you know, like, you can't really buy PS1 games anywhere except for the internet. Oh, except for eBay or something like that. I'm calling it. The PS10 will be backwards compatible to every PlayStation console ever exists. I hope so, but the PlayStation 10, that's probably like in the next century, in the 2100s, right? I think that will bankrupt Sony. By that point, the PS1 will be an ancient podium. You know, it could, but I don't know. Like, I remember the PS1 had a lot of games. Like, the PS1 and the PS2 had, like, the most games, probably out of any console. And, like, I'm just saying, like, that's a huge library that you're just, like, you know, ignoring. Those two games, those two consoles, you know, the library, you know, is out of this world, you know? Pretty sure the PS2 sold nearly 2 billion games. Wow. That's like, that's only a quarter of the world's population. I'm just saying, though, those libraries are way too large to ignore. Like, I still have a lot of PS1 and PS2 games. Might as well take, you know, make use of them. Because, I mean, I still have my PS1, but my PS2, I think there's something wrong with the CD reader, the disc reader. So, like, I can play a game. I remember I was playing Grand Theft Auto Vice City one time, and the game just froze after like 20 minutes. So, and like, I don't know, they could do emulation like they did on the PS3, backwards compatibility. But I don't know, like, I'm still very partial to old consoles. Like, honestly, there's still some NES emulators I still play, you know? Like, I'm a big fan of the old school Mega Man games. And you know what I think? I think that game music was way better back in the day. Like, video game music in the late 80s and the early 90s was so good. And I feel like there was, like, I feel like developers cared. Now that I think about it, if the games become super real, they might start charging $100 for games. They'll probably start charging more than that. Look how much they're charging for the PlayStation, the Edge controller. They're charging $200 for a controller. So it's only a matter of time, you know. Well, the PS2 was always a crash simulator for some games. Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of the multi-plat games back in the day, they always suffered on the PS2. Like, they would do well on the GameCube and the Xbox, like, performance-wise, but on the PS2, they would always, like, have frame rate issues or something like that. Agreed. Gaming music back then had a lot of creative depth to them. Now every game resorted to using opera chorus. Hope I said that right. Demon songs and Latin lyrics. Before it was cool. Too bad it's now the generic standard. Yeah, you know, I was listening to the Sonic CD soundtrack from, you know, Sonic CD, and the Japanese version, that's you guys need to take a listen to that. That's one of the best gaming soundtracks I've ever heard, you know? I just feel like back then developers just cared more. Like, they don't care anymore, you know? Like, back then they put their heart and soul into games, and now it's like, you know, they just want a paycheck, you know? The PS2 was so And it even got my parents to buy one before I even existed. Yeah, you know why everybody had a PS2 back in the day? Because the PS2 was the cheapest DVD player at the time. Like before the PS2 came out, DVD players were like $700 because it was a new technology. But once the PS2 came out and it was $300, you could get a $300 DVD player that also played PS2 games and PS1 games. So honestly, I think that's what really propelled the PS2 success. Like I know the PS2 was my first DVD player, and it was probably a lot of us first DVD players. PS2 was older, so it needed more unstable code as time went on for current games. Yeah, that is true. The PS2 did come out first, and then the Xbox and the GameCube came out the following year. So yeah, that's true. Infinity Labs is right. And plus, allegedly, Sony had some kind of shady deal with game companies back then. Really? I didn't know that. Palm Tree Panic. Japanese always move my legs. Yo, Venture Bro, that was the exact song I was thinking about when I was talking about Sonic CD. Palm Tree Panic, the Japanese Palm Tree Panic stage. Oh man, like, it's just so good. Like, it's so good. Like, I honestly listen to that every day. Like, you guys really need to listen to the Sonic CD soundtrack. Like, it's amazing. They only play PGA and Poké games, but a sale is a sale, I guess. Yeah, that's true. The PS2, I would say the first two PlayStations had something for everybody, and that's what helped its success. 100% they don't care. Love Sonic soundtracks. Yeah, they don't care now. Gaming has come too far, so they don't care anymore, Back then, when people made games, it was out of the love. Yeah, it was, it's also to make money, but the love was there, and that's what's missing. There's no more love in video games anymore, in my opinion. Just look at this game, right? This game, it feels like Splatoon 2.5. It doesn't feel like Splatoon 3. Also, I think the PS2 almost sold more than the PS3 in 2007. It probably did. Because I remember in 2007, I think the PS3 was like still $600. Back then, I remember when they announced that the PS3 was gonna be $600, everybody was flipping, it was flipping out. And even today, that's a ridiculous price for a console. $600, that's a lot of money. And back in 2006, when $600 was worth more than it is today, that was outrageous, But at the same time, it probably was worth $600 because the first PS3 could do everything. Like, I still want to get my hands on original PS3 because that it could literally do everything, at least by 2006 standards. Sonic CD, in my opinion, was the best classic Sonic game, despite being the hardest. Yeah, as a game, it's not my favorite Sonic game. That will have to go to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And Sonic CD is probably after that, as far as the classic Sonic games. But yeah, the soundtrack is by far, not just the greatest Sonic game soundtrack, but probably like video games, it's up there. Like, to me, I think the Earthbound soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks. I've heard a lot of good things about the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack and the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. But I just feel like in general, Mega Man 2 has an amazing soundtrack as well. I just feel like in general, you can't compare soundtracks from back then and today. Back then, those soundtracks blow it out. Today's soundtracks out of the water. Yeah, games nowadays are becoming like the movies. Yeah, unfortunately, Nintendo needs to release a new Mario 3D game, a 3D Mario game, to shut me up for 5 years. Yeah, what was the last Mario 3D game? Was it it was 3D World, wasn't it? Well, that came out a while ago. I remember when the fat PS3 was so expensive, it almost pushed people away from it. yeah, you know, I remember back then, because I was a teenager when it came out, right? And back then, uh, I just leaned towards the Xbox. Like I got a 360 instead of a PS3 because, I mean, the price was one thing, but back then the Xbox had a year head start on the PlayStation 3. So with a year head start, you have more games and stuff. The PS3 was just getting its feet wet. So I didn't really want a PS3 at that time. At that time, Xbox was more established, but yet eventually PlayStation caught up. And then I did eventually get a PS3. But yeah, like that price point, you know. And honestly, when PS3 first got on the scene, it didn't really have that many games. I know it had Resistance, Fall of Man, and then Metal Gear Solid 4 came out like 2 years later. I think that's when it really started to get traction, when Metal Gear Solid 4 came out. I remember the weird PS3 commercials. Yeah, like there was a lot of them. There was a lot of like strange PS3 commercials. But honestly, the PS3 definitely felt like the future, you know, when they were showing those commercials and stuff. Well, that was just a port. And Bowser's Fury, well, really fun. It's ultimately just an experiment. Yeah, Bowser's Fury, that was the game I was thinking about. But yeah, you know, I know Mario needs to... you know what I want to see? I want to see a new Super Mario Brothers game. Like, you know, new Super Mario Brothers Wii, you know, new Super Mario Brothers U. Like, I want to see that 2D Mario Brothers game, or that 2.5D Super Mario Brothers game. I had a lot of fun with new Super Mario Brothers Wii back then. I thought that game looked really good, and I would like to see that on the Switch, or like a Switch version. Well, Nintendo could continue making more spin-offs for the time being. Yeah, I mean, speaking of what Nintendo's gonna do, like, there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. Like, literally tomorrow, and tomorrow morning. Luigi's Mansion isn't so bad. Yeah, you know, I hate to say it, but I never played any of the Luigi's Mansion games. I did think about getting 3, you know, when it came out, but ultimately I skipped on it. Mario Brothers Wii is so nostalgic. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I had a lot of fun with that game. Like, I still have that game, but I would have to connect my Wii to the TV, and I don't know if I want to do that. But that game was really fun. Like, that was actually the game that came with my Nintendo Wii. Alright, so thank you Sparty Cat for joining. It was fun. Thank you Blue Hedgehog Man for chatting. It was fun talking to you as well. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stream myself, but you know, I'll stick around and chat with you guys if you want for probably like another 10 minutes or so, because I don't think anybody's gonna join me at this point. But I definitely had fun playing Splatoon. But yeah, you know, I think Nintendo needs to do that. I think they need to make a new Mario Brothers Wii, like, or a 2D Mario Brothers Wii. That would be pretty cool. Seth says, "Darn Gold, it's been fun watching. I gotta go. Got a big AP bio test tomorrow, and I think I need sleep." Wow, good luck. AP, oh man, you're taking it back to. I mean, I was in high school a little while ago. I didn't take any AP classes, but you know, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I had the option though. I was actually in one, and then I decided I didn't want to take it. But good luck, Sev. You know, I mean, everybody's leaving. I don't know. I guess I'll chat for a little while if anybody's still around. But if not, I'll probably end the stream myself. But this was definitely fun. You know, I realized what I'm missing by not streaming, and I do want to stream more often. I had a lot of fun today. You know, I understand it's a school night. You know, for me, it's a work night since I work tomorrow. And you know, I had fun, guys. You know, I'm so glad that I decided to do this today. Steph says I have a lot of honors slash dual enrollment slash AP classes this year. Wow, so that means college is probably around the corner, right? Well, you know, either way, you know, I don't want to hold you back. So if you gotta go, you know, take care of business, Ev, and good luck to you on your test. And thank you, Infinity Labs, for stopping by as well. I had a lot of fun, you know, chatting, you know, with all of you guys. You know, as despite me not being around for like the last 5 months or so. I mean, yeah, I did make that video a few weeks ago, but you know, like I haven't really been consistent. I'm gonna try my best to be more consistent. So I would say, realistically, the next time I have a good chance to stream is on Thursday. So, because tomorrow I just won't have time to stream tomorrow. But on Thursday, I think there's a good chance that I can stream. So, let me know if for anybody else that's here. Let me know what game you want me to play on Thursday. If not, I'll just pick a game, and you know, I'll probably be back on Thursday. I think Thursday is a really good chance I'll be here. So, if anybody else is here, you know, I'm willing to chat for a few minutes. If not, I'm probably just gonna end the stream. But good night to you, Sev. Let's see. I guess I'll just go to the menu. Next year, as in the 2023-2024 year. That's, wow, like time's flying, man. I remember when you first came on the stream. And now you're like, you know, I guess 1 full year away from graduating high school. Time flies, man. Yeah, I turned 18 in June. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's so crazy. Like, time flies for real, man. Well, anyway, Seth, you know, I don't want to hold you up anymore, so, you know, good luck on that bio test tomorrow. And to everybody else, like I said, I don't want to guarantee that I'm going to stream on Thursday, but I'm just saying on Thursday, it's a good chance I can stream. So, I'll probably be back on Thursday. If you didn't like the video, please like the video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. You know, I had a lot of fun today. I'm so glad I did this. And, you know, since nobody else is chatting, I think I'm going to end the stream right now. So, have a good night, everybody. I had a lot of fun. And I hope to see you potentially on Thursday. So, good night, guys. And catch you later.